In the last gaming random chat where I talk about how game company are like Titanic, where they sink into the abyss with no one caring for them, it seems like they have an issue with that phrase because they decided to make a crown of themselves and showcase that they are now a circus for us to see and then be entertained in the most funny way. And the most best part of all is that they themselves admitting that it's not just the game director being put on fault. It can also mean that the whole company, the game developer, the game CEO, or the game whoever you want to call it into the list, they all themselves are just a crown at the end of the day. Hello there, how's it there? I'm Mega Kitade. So obviously today in the chat we are gonna go back to gaming. I know that some of you guys who watch my video will be wondering where I've been for the past 2-3 days. Well, it is been a hurry on my end because you know, like when you come to Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year or want to call it along the line, there is something called the physical tiredness when you have to do a lot of spring cleaning at the last moment, as well as mentally tiredness on the New Year day itself because you have to speak to a lot of relatives and or trying to avoid and use out every brain juice you in your head to quite and like talk into things that you don't really talk about, but at the same time trying to avoid your real lifestyle or your work along the line, and not saying things that sometimes is tire you mentally more than you might think. So that being said, obviously today, while it's still technically Lunar New Year, I will still trash the Western game company. Well, not all of them, just to be exact, but when you look at a lot of situations that happen over the just freaking 1 week that I've not been talking about, yeah, you really can understand that why when you look at a lot of situations can be considered a joke, a clown, or even a whole damn circus because the game company can afford to do so. So we are gonna talk about like things like how game itself trying to do some crash grab, hype the game, and then just feel miserable along the line. Yes, everyone trash game, Ubisoft, as well as even game companies saying like, oh, we admit that our game is a failure. Wow, I didn't know that game company finally dared to admit it themselves. I thought it would take years before them to admit it. And even cases where even developer win a game award, but they decided to just have a meltdown saying like, oh, they don't want to accept it, they don't want to accept that. And even cases where game developer finally admit that what DI actually do to the company, and while some of the origin DI I have been highlighting that is something that we can agree on, but overall it's not something that we should be following. And even cases like even by Blizzard themselves admitting that they are actually basically that they want people to unalive themselves along the line or even like double down on DI itself, which again just showcase that why I've been saying that we shouldn't be just bring only the game developer but or the game director, but it's basically the whole damn company. It's really just showcase that everything I say is like this have been done like freaking like days before the whole meltdown in. It's like 1 freaking week last time I talked about it, and within this 1 week itself, like the number of things that I've seen is just so insane. Like, I will put up all the video you guys seen, JT Sun video, Hill Sun video, Red Sun video. You guys can check out at all the link in the description below, but I will go through them one by one, so do forgive me if this take a little bit longer. I'll try to summarize every single thing. Now, the first thing about the Ubisoft, we have to understand one simple thing, is that as much as I love trashing on the game itself, as much as I've been saying that the game is a racist game because you can just behead a Japanese samurai, which again I've been highlighting that if you have a black person holding a samurai sword going around killing people, that doesn't make the black person a samurai. Excuse me. Because you're just basically just going around killing people. And the game itself showcased that, which I'm not going to showcase that game, but when you imagine that you have a guy going around killing Asian people with a sword and behead them, yeah. Number one, I will be questioning like whoever streamed that game, is it against the TOS just because it's a game? Because it looked too realistic. It's very gross because it's AAA games, okay? Now, excuse me. Now, another thing is that they even have bar and creatures in the game, or even things that is ridiculous where you can, which they say that you can cut down bamboo stick. And yet there is a game that is like being in developer at the same time say that, hey, my game also can cut bamboos. Yeah, it really just showcased that just because the game look realistic doesn't mean that other game don't have it, okay? A lot of people was meaning about making a meme out of how Yasuke can go around cutting people things or trashing the whole damn place around and make a mess out of the whole place along the line. It just showcased that how AAA game nowadays are just basically things that look real, but which you can do. It's just basically like it look like it's real. It seems like it can be done in real life, and then you encourage people to do it in real life. Yeah, it's really just showcase how much of the game itself I've been saying like it's an issue. They should address that. They fail to address that. They can't even pet the freaking dog. Like, dude, I play a lot of game. If I see a cat or a dog, I will ask the question, can we pet it? If the game allows us to pet it, then that's a good thing. If they don't allow it to pet, then I guess that they still need work on it. And the funny thing is, right, the developer stream that Ubisoft bought to try to hype about a game, which they say they have something called a DLC to the game by pre-ordering the game, which a lot of people say that it's just a cash grab. Even if they say it's no additional cost, it's free. So if you don't pre-order the game, doesn't mean you have to pay for it after that. Which again, why do they not include this into the game itself if you can get it at no extra cost? It proves that they are trying to get people to buy the game, get the game, or even if you do buy the game at a later time, you still have to pay for DLC, which in a game can be considered that you have to pay for it, which in a way you can consider that a cash grab. Now, it's really one of the moments that you have to sit down and ask yourself, like, what were they thinking? Well, I mean, like, number one, these kind of things have to go through the marketing, have to go through the game company, have to go through the producer, the manager or whatever. And in a way, you can't really just say that it's the game director saying like, oh, I want the game to have the DLC and the DLC have to do this, do that along the line. Yeah, if this is approved by the game director, you have to ask yourself, is that who gave the idea? The game director himself? I don't think so. So it's really one of the moments where when you look at a lot of gameplay glitch hitting into cement wall, which doesn't make sense in the first damn place. I mean, like, I guess, which a lot of people are always trying to say that the main black MC is too OP in a way. Yeah, it's really kind of bad the question, like, they initially say that it was historically accurate. Then they say they're trying to make it a triple game A game that it seems like is humanly possible to do so, but yet in the end of the day, it's just basically a video game where they are trying to right now backpedal and trying to say case that this is not real, it cannot be done by human. Yeah, but then again, you're showing case a black person going around killing Japanese people. Yeah, how out of touch and idiotic of a game dev were they? Like, who in the right mind going around saying that it's fine to do so? I mean, like, sure, they want to write on the BLC or BLM or whatever you want to call it along the line. Yeah, I mean, like, no offense, like, I can understand, like, DEI or Black Lives Matter or whatever you want to call it at this point in time. Initially, it was against racism. I'm against racism myself. But over the years, a lot of people have been misusing it. People have been watering down a lot of situations that even when you trying to play the victim card, you have to understand that you look at a lot of situations. It's not just the game being having an issue. It's that at the end of the day, it's really just showcase the game itself is really out of touch, and all they need to do, which a lot of Japanese people have been actually highlighting, they have failed to remove the bug called Yasuke. I mean, like, again, last time I did say this, I give the advice that if Ubisoft understand what went wrong, just remove the issue, remove the black character. Don't just out of nowhere saying you want to earn some brownies point along the line. It's that when you look at the whole ordeal, it's really kind of like just showcase that you are just having a black person going around Asia, killing Asian people, which in real life have been a case of Asia hate. I mean, I myself is an Asian, I don't live in America, but I have seen cases and news about how a lot of black people going around and robbing Asian people or just targeting Asia in a way. I mean, like, it's just having, like, there is some sort of unspoken hierarchy where there is the white people, then after that the black people, and then the Asian at the last. Like, what the heck? So it really just showcased that Assassin's Creed Shadow itself is that even if you like the game, I don't mind if you guys don't like spread hate in real life. But then again, when you look at the game itself, when they call it the AAA games or it is this or that, yeah, it really just showcase the game itself is it's not just the game developer or just the whatsoever only fault, okay? Like just because they say, oh, it's the DI fault or it's the game developer fault or it's the producer fault, the CEO fault. To me, I always say one thing. You always hear me saying game company, because I don't really have to say that it's just this guy fault or that guy fault. When you have one person holding responsible for it, you have to blame the whole damn thing. It's a game company that released the game. If one did a mistake, it should be a second chain in command to actually stop it from happening. But because it did not go through, and you look at games that where they say, oh, it's not the final product, but when you have a game character that look like a plastic model in a way, yeah, we really kind of ask yourself like, are they gonna make sure that this is called a AAA game? Yeah, because from how I look at it, it looks like that person is not just a plastic model. It's basically like having some sort of people trying to do some sort of plastic surgery and paint themselves as an Asian character, or in this case, a plastic model. So it's really one of the things that when you look at a whole, you can't really just blame just the game director at this point of time or the whoever come up with the story. You have to blame the whole company, and no matter what we go with, it just showcased that the game themselves, even when the game developer doing the stream themselves, when they trying to pet the dog, they were like, how does the bug still work here? It's like, yeah, the bug worked better than the freaking game itself. It just showcased how out of touch the game dev were. They trying to delay the game because they're gonna do last minute game with debugging, refinement, whatever you call it along the line, and yet they still have a bug during a stream. Just showcase that even the game is not working at the very best. And they only got like a month or so before the game is released, and if they can't even do such proper game debugging, yeah, it really just showcased that the game quality is really just worse. And this is their so-called hype, you know, trying to cater to all the customer around, and still not admitting the issue is that the game is a failure at this point of time. I mean, like Veilguard themselves did address that the game is a failure, which I thought they won't. They admitted on one thing is that the game itself was having like some sort of like negative around it, or even cases where they failed to project out the amount of money they want in the first place. Yeah, last time when they said, oh, we got 1 million copies sold. Is it really 1 million copies sold, or is it 1 million copy with inside inclusive of giving people to it for free, or to the game tester, or to their own employees, or even cases of like giving to content creator to make sure they can do some sort of good talking about it. I mean, the last time when someone trying to showcase that the game itself got able to cut a bamboo stick, yeah. Another game haven't even been released, just only on the facing moment, it was able to allow you to cut bamboo stick. Yeah, that ratio the freaking damn Assassin's Creed realistic bamboo stick cutting, okay? So at the end of the day, it just showcased that if an indie person can do it, you can't go and outright saying that, hey, even the so-called big game company can do it. More so that indie game company are basically cheaper and at lower price, where Assassin's Creed Shadow or big name company, like even the Veilguard itself cost me like in the 3-digit million to create. Yes, it is such a bad game. So at the end of the day, it really just showcases that if you can't even reach the full amount, who do they send off? The bottom part of the ship, or the pyramid, if you will. So it's really just showcase that if you want to really kick out the whole people, or why I always say the fault is as a whole, it's always the CEO or even the director or whatever, everyone at the top as well. It's not just the employee fault. If the employees did not do a good job on the debugging or did not do a good job on the modeling, then it has to go through a second chain of command, the veteran who is able to do those kind of chat. If they can't even go through the chat and they go to the even higher, to the game producer, the game manager, to the game director, yeah, they also have to hold some responsibility. So at the end of the day, it's really really just showcase that game company as a whole is just such a failure, and it's just such a joke to look at them that I will call them not just a Titanic but a Circus as well. So at the end of the day, it's really just showcase that even like the game developer as a whole can be a problem, as a game company as a whole can be an issue. But it doesn't mean that sometimes individuals do not hold a fault. Again, I mentioned that it's sometimes you have to look at just indie itself at times can be a problem if the person is a developer. So the funny thing is, right, another issue that caused a game developer to cry on himself is that when he just decided to attack supporter in an anti-work meltdown. I mean, like, is it really a real game award along the line just because it's voted by the gamers? I will leave that to definition on the game company side as well as the gamer side, because to me, if a game is loved by the gamers, then obviously it can be, and even if the game is developed by a person who is woke or DI or black or whatever color they are, if they can create a good game, it's a good game. You can't deny that. I won't deny that. But when the developer going around and instead of like accepting that the possibility I mean like not negative thing and you return it with negative thing, like what the heck? So apparently there is a game which I'm not gonna say it just to be, if you guys are interested, go and check out Rev some video. But the thing is, the person was awarded for being the best, one of the best game in that category, and for some reason the person wasn't happy about it, start attacking the game, start attacking gamers, and even if the game is not known by everyone is now aware of the game, and the game dev, what happened to him? Known for being a hater, being known for spreading negative thing. And it just showcases that even if the game itself is like good or bad, when you look at a lot of situations where even game themselves was not even known or have anyone seen, like a lot of game lately, like people can just claim that, oh, I'm a game dev, I create a game. And I don't know where a lot of people who play the game just say that, oh, it's just full of bugs, unstable, or even if the game is fun, people will be like, yeah, the game dev is a POS. Wow. As well. And best part of all, even if they are a company or not, when they are just crying on themselves, trying to say themselves as a game dev, I think let's just call them the game crown at this point of time, right? Okay, guys, like just go and spread that they are just a crown at this point of time, because it's no matter what, right? Even like game company like Ubisoft admitting that they don't want to remove DI. They want to double down on it. Their employees are admitting that they want violence against conservative along the line. Yeah, it's just insane how people can go with that. And all it took is just some people admitting what is I did to a company. So again, it's really kind of funny because in a way I agree that DI initially was against racism. Its origin was against racism, which anyone who know me that I'm against it in a way. Even if I don't like some specific people, it means that I hate that person. I can't hate the whole damn race. If, let's say for example, if there is a person who is black who will cause a lot of problem for others, just hate that person. It doesn't mean that there is no other people who is black who is the same kind of that person as the one who is a POS. So let's say for example, if Johnny Somali is one of the most hated streamer out there, can we just say that all black people is like him? No. There can be white people who is like Johnny Somali. There can be Asian people who is like Johnny Somali. Can we go and just say that, oh, we must start hating on the Indian, the African, the Russian, the China, the Japanese, or whatever race that you can think of in your damn mind? Yeah. Then at the end of the day, you can call yourself a racist. So it's really one of the things that sometimes when you look at a law or do like DI itself, if you don't like to work with a specific person, just say that you don't like that person itself. Understandable. Just don't berate other, nor do you let other people berate you. Because just because at the end of the day, there is a white supremacy. Doesn't mean there is no black supremacy at this point in time, because I've seen quite a few nowadays, black extremists, if you will. Now, it really kind of like it's very sad to see like how people are now falling to the end of the abyss, considering that a lot of scenario can be avoided when you don't even want to address that. A lot of people have been saying like the issue is not just the bug or whatever. People is not making fun of the bug, the DLC, the bamboo cutting along the line, because they started it. They should have actually removed the main issue where people was talking about, and then you can go with it. I mean, like, I was actually of the mind that if they want to add Yasuke to the game, at least as a sub character, not the main character. Like, add him as some sort of like a mentor or teacher or leader to the main character, and I think that's fine. But instead, they decided to just say that, hey, we're gonna make him the character where black going around killing Asian people. And even when I say that, if you want to add work to it, like you want to add DI to game, it's fine. Make the game possible, make the game understandable, relatable. At least everything is like something that we can accept. But when you kind of like force your agenda, your methodology, your ideology, or whatever logic create, yeah, you're just basically making the game into an illogical thing that people just don't like it at all. And at the end of the day, the game fail. Even if the game exists or people start knowing the game, it will just get a lot of people just hate on the game because the person or the game company or the game dev is just basically a POS. And even if the game company just say they're gonna double down on it, yeah, imagine the stock market start going down, because people will be like, hey, I'm not going to invest in a company that is going to just West. Even the US president is now against it. Yeah, it's really just damn bad this more time. I mean, like, even like Assassin's Creed Shadow now is like, at the end of the day, like I mentioned, is when they are losing money, when the game company are losing money or the game is failure, the employee defending the company end up being fired. Imagine they are the one being fired along the line. Yeah, it's really just showcase that they are unaware that at the end of the day, it's not just because, when I say that, it's not just the game director issue. When you look at the whole scenario, it's issue all over the places. And off the chopping block, who is the first one to go? The bottom part of the pyramid. It's not the top part, okay? For some reason, when you want, people always think that when you want to remove a pyramid, you have to start from the top. No. For some reason, people always start at the bottom. But who am I to judge? Who am I to say? It's just that when you look at a lot of game company nowadays, many of them is just such a failure that they just want to say that, hey, we want to include like type 1, type 2 instead of male or female, or adding things like the game must be saying like pronouns where you can only say he, she, them along the line instead of like their name or whatever along the line, which does not make sense. I mean, like, I don't know which idiot come up with this term in the first place. Don't tell me that it has been in the era for who know how long when. It has been one of the things that I've been against it. Like, a lot of people saying like we must add a he or she to VTuber name. Yeah, it just basically just showing case that you just want people to know that are you a male or a female. Just add a male or female, for goodness sake. If you don't want to known as them, she, or whatever, then add a word trans. If people hate you for it, then they don't deserve to follow you in the first damn place. But if you want to showcase that, hey, you should add a he or she or them, yeah, I don't understand why people come up with the weirdest thing ever. I think people from the past will be looking at the current era people and just questioning like, what the hell is wrong with people nowadays? If you think that people in the past was like, how the hell they survive without the internet? Yeah, I guess that people of the past will be looking now and say that, what the hell is wrong with people with so adapted to internet. I think internet itself is really like a drug where people just can't live without just one day without internet. I didn't use the internet for around 2 or 3 days. Even if I use it, it's just basically just checking some video in here. Like, for the past, like, I will admit, for the past 2-3 days when I'm busy, like last minute moment, the only internet I've been using is just basically playing Genshin all this or doing a little bit of live stream. But if I did not stream or whatever, it's just basically that I was just basically playing game and that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't even look into Twitter, don't look into YouTube much video. So it does me some good. A day off internet. When people say that Apple a day keep the turtle away, I guess that it's like nowadays you can add a word. A day off internet can keep you positive every single day. But who am I to say? At the end of the day, it's just a speculative talk. It's just a random chat. Yeah, let's just say that today a bit longer than usual because kind of like haven't did a random chat for 2-3 days already. But it's really, when you look at the whole scenario of gaming topic, it's really like, it's just a circus, it's just full of BS and things that I've been saying for the past few random chat. Yeah, I don't understand why game developer or game company or game people who work in the game industry just don't understand a simple logic. If gamers don't like it, they don't like it. It's just that simple. If you start attacking them, who are you to judge? The moment you start throwing an attack, you know that the attack is just, it's not just spread at one person. It's not target against the one person. It's spread against everyone. At the end of the day, whose fault is it? The gamer fault? When they are your customer, when they are your audience, when they are your consumer? You sure you want to attack them? But anyway, whether you agree or disagree, whether you have your point of view, do you think that a circuit, the gaming company nowadays is just a circle or it's just a Titanic along the line? Write in the comment section below, we can discuss it further. If not, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense, or random at time. But the one thing I hope is not random for you guys is to have a nice day or night. Bye.